John.
Good morning and hello, everyone.
You screwed it up already.
What do you? It's my intro.
You're supposed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Over Coffee.
No, I don't care about that. But you're supposed to say good morning at the end of the show. That's the
You can do
point.
both.
Nope.
Whatever.
Nope.
You say goodbye.
Screwed it up one time.
This is thank you for tuning in. I'm going to do it anyway. You can't stop me. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for
No
tuning in.
cheese at the end of the show, John. I'm giving you no treats.
If I just talk loud enough, granted, it's not going to be entertaining, but it'll still serve my purposes.
It might be entertaining.
Fine. Hi, this is Over Coffee. I'm John. That's Rich. That's Doug. Stuff happens. How's your guys' weekends?
Deal with it. It was all right. I mean, it was too quick, and I'm tired. I worked a lot. But I did go upstate and look at a piece of property, so that was nice.
Did you take any pictures?
I did take pictures.
Cost analysis? Did we do a cost analysis yet?
So interestingly, I've done the cost analysis. Stop being an analyst.
I'm sorry, my day job is leaking.
Actually, what's interesting is this piece of property will actually increase base costs by about 1.5 to 2 times. Because it's right on the side of a mountain, and it goes up into the mountain, which is good, which is pretty cool. The problem is that all costs associated with clearing any land, setting up any open areas for buildings, septic systems is more expensive.
Because it's in the mountains, right?
It's
like hitting rock.
Yep, that's it. Clearing it on a grade, that was more expensive.
What mountain?
Oh, I have no idea, but it was out in Deposit, New York. So
Deposit.
1217.
1217. Oh, okay, so it's not that bad.
No, it was really nice. Actually, it was great. It was on a private road. Actually, the private road was a downside, believe it or not. It was off a private road, but there were 3 gates, basically just barriers. You had to get out of your car, unlock them, and open them, and then drive through, and then close them again.
Yeah, welcome to the sticks.
Yeah, well, it's there's a bunch of properties in there, and they all share and maintain the road, which is a
Can't
good.
you electrify them, or you can't because of the way that it works?
You have to bring in electric, right? There's no electric there, so.
Wait, so there's no electric there either? So you'll have to have your own electricity, like solar panels and whatnot?
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. Off the grid was I designed my plan for off the grid, and then anything that was there is just a bonus. So. So that's that. I wasn't worried about that. That's all easy stuff. It's even got a stream, but even the stream adds additional cost because as soon as you pull into the driveway to the plot, to get to the meat of your area, you have to turn right, and that's right where the main part of the stream is. So you have to put something there. You have to put a small bridge. I mean, it's not a big stream. It's not like like you could walk over it, right? But you still have to put down those the tubing, and then put the rock over it, so you could drive across. It's not a big deal. It's just more.
Well,
it's more expense.
You could put a Ghostbusters logo up and say, "You never cross the stream."
But you have to.
Do you also have to like do anything like regulation wise to avoid runoff on the stream? Like if there is like a natural water supply there, then you have to make sure that you don't contaminate it.
No, it doesn't.
Really? I'm surprised that that's not.
No, I mean
that would be something that they'd be more cautious about.
It's not. You know what it is? Is what are you going to do with with contaminating it? You just got to follow. You just have to have permits for whatever you do. So there, and some you could see like the guy next to that property already, because his driveway had to go over another piece of the street, and so you could see what he already did. He did the same thing, right? He just put down these long hard plastic pipes, or metal pipe. I don't remember. But you see them on the side of the road whenever there's a driveway over a ditch. It allows the stream free flow under what you're doing. You just pour rock and stuff over it. So it's like it's not even there. But it was just you have to make it so that like a heavy truck can go over it if you're going to do construction. So The private road was really the most downside. The cost isn't so bad. The cost was, it is what it is. I knew what I did is I set a baseline, and I knew that if it was more rocky, more mountainous, it would be more expensive. So that's what I did. It was 3.5 hours from my house, so I did 7 hours of driving on Saturday
Nice.
And without ever leaving the state, right?
without even ever leaving the state. The whole problem, and you know what? It's 3.5 hours. An hour of it. It took me an hour to go from my house to the Tappan Zee, and that's just ridiculous.
Well, because there's no other than going through Manhattan or that whole area over there. There's no way to get off the island to the north, right?
It's just, well, I took, in this case, what did I take? I took the Whitestone. So because the Throgs Neck was completely backed up. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, the traffic.
What about ferries? Are there any ferries that go from like the north side of the island to that part of like,
No,
basically
they go to
circumventing?
they go to Connecticut.
Yep. Connecticut.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just that's the pain in the ass. That's one of the reasons. One of the things I don't like. I mean, for my house, this is supposed to be. There's no more suburbs out here. It's ridiculous. So anyway, so that's what I did on Saturday, and then Sunday it poured, as everybody knew. Well, everybody here on
Yeah.
Long Island.
Gross.
And is it me, or has this winter been an incredibly windy, gross winter?
That's not that bad. No, it's not gross. The snow was amazing. The rain sucked.
Yeah, all right. The wind
Well, the
sucked.
snow was good if you like snowboarding. Like,
I love snowboarding.
us who have to commute or whatever. I mean, even then, it wasn't that bad.
No, the
Well,
snow wasn't bad. Okay, I'll give you guys that. Sorry, John.
no, I was just gonna say, what, the snow wasn't bad in contrast to like things that we've dealt with previously.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was inconvenient that we kind of lost a couple of days to just having to deal with the snow, but it wasn't like it lasted like a whole week. It was more just like it snowed and then it started to break up and then it snowed again. So the downside was you never really had like a break.
I just want to put this into perspective for everyone who lives up here on Long Island. In Georgia, there was a town that was shut down from 6 inches of snow for one whole entire week.
Well, there was a state
Yeah, it was a whole.
called
Sorry, the state. My bad.
called
My bad.
called Texas that
That too.
lost power because it got an ice storm that it's not used to. I get its perspective. I get it. But
Yeah.
I was really more talking about the wind, not so much the
Well,
snow. But the wind has been ridiculous at night. It's kind of annoying.
oh, you're moving up to the mountains, so like you need to prepare yourself because the wind just gets crazy up there too, my friend.
Yeah, it's different though, right?
I know.
Upstate, you expect a lot of that. In the mountains, you expect a lot of that. But in all honesty, not as much as you think through the woods, right? The woods provide a windbreak.
Right, but the woods also provide that Necronomicon and the Evil Dead.
Yeah, but
That's
that's okay. I'm expecting that.
okay.
That's
All
different.
right.
That's different.
All right.
Like, that's on the plan, you know?
Oh yeah, of course. Like lure your friends up there to read the book of the Necronomicon and have some field day cutting off your hand and attaching a chainsaw to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I'm good.
Oh, looks like John's having his heart healthy cereal today.
Cheerios.
And
You know it.
He also has like a really brown belt on and like really jeany jeans. He kind of looks like he's going to work in Texas right now. Are you
Well,
gonna
I might just change my belt to something black then.
It's like very rustic.
What's wrong with going to work in Texas?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
He's in New York. He's in New York. That's why. He's dressing for Texas in New York.
It could be upstate.
We Long Island tabletop.
Just so they know that.
It was funny because the real estate agent that met me up there was a really nice guy, and we were talking, and he's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "I'm Long Island." He's like, "Oh, where on Long Island?" I was like, "Oh, Babylon." He's like, "Oh, where in Babylon?" So I told him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm from North Babylon." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, that makes sense." Uh,
It got creepy for a second, then it made sense.
yeah, no, it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty cool because it was strange because as I'm driving up there, I'm getting a call from a 631 number, and I pick it up, and it's him, and I'm like,
Uh,
"That's a little weird." But
he's like, were you like, oh, he got a 631 number just for me?
I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was some weird thing. I don't know, weird phone thing. But it turns out no, he's originally from North Babylon. So all
Mm,
good.
everyone's originally from somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Too bad that Dave isn't around because I actually played a new board game this weekend.
Oh, that's good. Why don't you talk about it?
Maybe it's better that he's not around.
It's a single player board game, and it's on Steam.
Damn.
There's this game that I saw I think like an article about online, and then I put it on my watch list or whatever on Steam, and then it came out Friday. It's called Dorformatic, DORF
What is what is
DOR
it?
Dorformantic, DORFROMANTIK.
Dwarf Romantic. Oh, you know what? I saw that. I didn't play. I didn't pick it up.
It's like a single player Carcassonne is probably the easiest way to describe it.
Carcassonne.
You have a bunch of hexagonal tiles, and they have different things on them, like buildings, forests, rivers, railroads. And what you need to do is you want to connect them together for points. Occasionally, certain things will come around that say, all right, in order to complete this and score the points, you need a certain number. So it's like, all right, you need 30 trees, you need 20 buildings, etc. Now, as you're placing tiles down, eventually you start running out. But by completing those quests and by getting those goals, you get more tiles, so you can keep building. So the overall aesthetic of the idea is you're trying to plan ahead and build these long connecting strips and pieces, but you never know what pieces you're going to get in advance, so you might inadvertently box yourself off, and then that piece is now no longer accessible. You know what I mean?
Or even accessible.
Well, it's tomato tomato.
Potato, potato. What are you talking
Potato.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, did you play any games this weekend?
about? No, I just did a little painting. What else did I do this weekend? I did some cleaning. Uh,
Vacuum cleaning?
yeah, actually, yesterday. I did that. Actually, I did play a game. Technically, I went airsofting on Saturday. Which it's like real life Call of Duty team deathmatch. That's kind of what I did. And that was fun.
Very nice. Very nice.
I always love doing that. And oh my God, there were some nubs rentals, we call them, so that because, well, first of all, the name is coined because they were wearing rental vests and had rental guns, but realistically, they're just nubs and they don't know how to play, which is okay. Everyone should learn. I think it's fun. But these guys were just, it was a group of 15. They put on these vests, they got the guns. We shot them in the chest and they stood there and they're like, what do I do? And I shot them again in the face because, like, it was explained to you in the beginning, if you don't call your hit, you're gonna get shot again. So, but they're not saying what are they like. They didn't say it. They're just like standing there, like pretty much with like chickens with their head cut off. Like I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And so
Don't they explain it? You got to put your hands up and
yeah,
do a
put your
little
hands up.
do a little jig.
Exactly. Put your hands up, baby. Put your hands up. Run away. Give me your heart. That kind of stuff. He's supposed to go to the base. So there's one guy. He's in the corner. He moves there. I already killed his two buddies. Like I shot them like 3 times each. They both like put their hands up, ran, like started to walk back to spawn. This one kid was notorious for getting shot 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 10 times, just standing in the corner, not doing anything. So I looked at him like, "Are you gonna walk? I got you." And he just didn't say anything. He just looked at me puzzled. So I was like, all right. And I shot him in the face. He had a face mask on, right? So I shot him in the face mask. And then he's like, okay. And he walked away. I'm like, oh, you knew what you had to do. You just didn't want to. So
You know, hey, maybe he thought he was a tough guy, and where you shot him, you didn't hit any vital organs, so he kept going.
Yeah, I mean, I shot him in the vest. They give him vests for a reason, because a lot of the new people who play, they're like, they start wincing, they get hit a lot. They're like, I don't want to ever play this again. So it's like it tells them that. Well, now they're charging for it, so I don't actually approve of that, but whatever. Um, so it used to be that was part of like a Groupon package where you get a rental gun, you get a session, and a rental vest or whatever for a specific amount, and
You
then
you just
yeah.
like shooting new guys.
No, I didn't. Like I was really aiming for the what set there was like seven other players on their team that were like six other players on their team that were not new, and we were the balancing act. My friend Mike and I, we were the balancing act. We always go into the teams that needed the balance. We had a lot of rentals on our team as well. So I hit this one other guy. It was really great. Good shot. He's like running. He's running. He's running. He's like, oh, and he starts like I get him right in the just right in the side of the cheek of his butt. He goes, oh, and he's just like, he goes, all right. He goes, I got it. I'm hit. And he starts walking, turns around and walks back like with his head down. It's the funniest thing.
I'm hit. I can't sit now. You've got my butt cheek.
That's a donut.
So is it? It's harder than paintball, right?
Um, I mean, it doesn't hit harder than paintball. The game itself is very similar. It's just the reason why it's harder is because it's less mainstream, so there's less there's more like elements inside the arena. There's more elements in space a lot.
Yeah, but what's
There's
different? What's different with the guns?
I mean, so very simply, the BBs are it shoots BBs and they're 6 millimeter. There's no paint, there's no marking, right? So that's the difference. The difference is everyone's honorable and has to call their hits. If you don't call your hits, you get shot more, and that's pretty much what happens. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Because you can't prove you got shot.
Right, but the problem, it doesn't really matter. Like everyone thinks that, oh, I can't prove that you got shot, so anyone can cheat. And I say, but you in paintball, 6 out of the 10 shots that you shot at me don't break. So like realistically, I could do the same thing in paintball. I didn't get shot. And then that one breaks, and then
I've
here we go, I got shot.
I've never had that
But Doug,
problem.
let me ask you a question.
I've seen it at. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
answer Rich's
right.
point. I've seen it tons of times. It's really weird lately. A lot of the paint I've been watching people shoot. I went paintballing. Let's see, during the pandemic, and I got hit 7 times during the whole during that game, and not one of them broke. I went home with not an ounce of paint on me, and I don't know why I got hit 7 times, and I called it immediately. Because like I'm used to that in airsoft, right? So I called it. Nothing broke. So I don't know.
What were you saying, John?
Anyway, sorry, John.
Did you do a similar rule in airsoft where if you're close enough proximity-wise to a target, you're not supposed to
Yes.
shoot them? You're supposed to basically call them out?
Yeah, it depends on what arena you're at. So like if you're in an outdoor forum, or it's actually really FPS rules. So what you do is you'll chrono your gun at the beginning of a game, right? And they'll give you a chrono tag. If you're indoor, you get one chrono tag, and it has to be under a specific foot per second limit, right? When you're outdoor, there's different color tags to see how fast your gun is shooting, right? So if it's green, it's shooting under, usually under the minimum engagement roll distance. So that means if it's a green gun, I can shoot you up until like literally my gun is touching you, right? If it's blue, I have a 10-foot engagement roll distance, which means I have to say bang bang or surrender or something like that, which is what the rule you're referring to, John.
Bang, bang.
And if it's red, then it's 100-foot engagement distance, which means you're not allowed to shoot someone within 100 feet. And yeah, that's usually like a sniper gun.
Because like you could really do some serious damage if you're like at point blank with a high-powered airsoft rifle. Like even though they're just plastic BBs, they could still hurt. Like you take one of those things without like proper padding on, you could break the skin, right?
100%. I've seen it. John's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
John's like, you see his eyes glow. He's like, oh.
No, it's not that. It's just a matter of like people don't realize that paintball can be dangerous. Like and that's like even with proper padding, like you don't want to take a hit to the back of the neck or something like that. Or
I got shot in the back of the neck.
That's not
My
listen.
dad
It's
did
really
one time. My dad was putting up some signs, and a couple of people drove by in a car and shot him in the back of the neck with a paintball gun.
Oh, well, that's
yeah,
not
but
right.
like yeah, it's that's terrible, and
I
that's what gives it bad names. It's awful.
I got I got shot the first time I ever went out. They gave us those rules with the minimum engagement, and some kid shot me from 5 feet.
Oh, oh. Well,
First time ever. It was funny.
same.
You know
Yeah,
what? I felt bad because the kid got startled. He was the only kid left, and he was hiding in one of his bunkers. Like he was just hiding there in a spot. And finally, we decided to just run around. And as you turn the corner, you're within 5 feet of him because he's huddled in a
Right.
corner, and he shot me. And
mm.
like the judges were gonna kick him out and everything like that. I'm like, it didn't hurt that bad. It's really okay. I'm
Wait, was
good.
it paintball or
Yeah,
right?
it was just paintball.
Yeah, I so funny story. When I went paintballing when I was like 15 for the first time or 16, I think it was 16 for the first time. I went with an old friend of mine, and I was behind a bunker, right? And I was wearing all right. I was an idiot. I was wearing I think like I was wearing some sort of baggy pants because that was like all the rage back in high school, right? So I was wearing some baggy pants, and so like I think what so yeah, I got shot like straight in the taint by a teammate, like because like their gun misfired and hit me right straight in the butt, like right. And I remember distinctly because it hurt significantly. And they must have been like maybe I want to say they were about 10 feet away, but like it's a good shot for an accident, you know.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, that really like it didn't get anything vital. Like luckily enough, it didn't hit anything vital where it like resonated pain. But yeah, not pleasant. Was not pleasant.
I think a couple last time I went paintball, I got shot in the back of the neck by my own teammate.
Oh,
He was like, "Oh, I thought you were the other guy." I'm like, "No, you didn't." You're such a jerk.
I'm
my
sorry, I thought you were corn.
Yeah.
my my buddy takes my buddy's got a GoPro on his helmet, right? So he took some video. So he got a video of him shooting the rentals on Saturday, and then after shooting the rentals, after like literally owning, I want to say six of them, he turned the corner and the two of us traded shots with each other because he turned the corner. I was like, wait, there's a guy, boom, and he goes boom, and we're like, oh, son of a bitch.
I got a question, and it might just be that technology's not there yet. But is there any actual like augmented reality airsoft or paintball yet? Like, has anybody like started working on something like that?
So not paintball or airsoft, but there. I mean, because like realistically, why would I augment reality for that? So realistically, I think it's more like laser tag. I did see there are privatized studios where they have an augmented reality setup where you're basically playing a video.
Well, with augmented reality, things could pop up on your screen and labeling them so that you don't shoot at rocks.
But it's also like you could probably have sensors and stuff that like it probably would work more with laser tag. I think Doug's right of like being able to detect like nope you got hit or nope you're like being able to register so it's not just the honor system.
Yeah,
Right,
your
but
whole screen goes black, goes red.
yeah, but the thing is, like, you have so much. It's like so much equipment playing with airsoft or paintball. You're gonna break that equipment, so it just makes
Well,
sense.
that's why like it might be too intense because you would need like some kind of like a Google Glass or like some kind of a visor. It'd have to connect to something. You'd have to be carrying a device that would have enough of a signal to go through the whole place.
It
So
would cost. It's not cost effective. I talked to a lot of random people, like random owners. Lots of people who are very much involved in it. I asked the same questions. Like I thought it would be pretty cool if there was some sort of registration system.
it's
And
probably just not cheap enough yet. And that's the thing. Is like, as things get cheaper, you see more of it. So it's like
You know,
it's just probably like you said, it's not cost effective at this time, but given given
you know what would actually be probably relatively cost effective is RFIDs.
what's that?
RFIDs are little tags that they like large like warehouses use them, and you throw an RFID on a pallet or something like that. You know exactly where
right,
it is in the store, um, and it prevents things from leaving the store. You could basically tag anything you want with an RFID, and then you set
right.
up sensors around and it tags where you are. So it's pretty cool. Something
So
like
like
that would be cost effective. You would know where all the people are.
right.
Everybody has an RFID on them, and you could like watch it from a monitor. That
Yeah,
would
but
be
other than
awesome.
just for tracking players, like what other good would it serve? Like, unless it would register that people got hit, is that something that'd be possible, or it doesn't work in
No.
that same way?
You know what? It, that doesn't work in that way, but it would be cool. I think it's a good management tool. You know you could find your players.
I think that
Eh,
would be actually honestly, I think that would be much cooler on an outdoor game, a big
Yeah,
game where
yeah,
you can
yeah,
monitor people. I think that would be pretty sick. But
Like a giant hide and go seek?
yeah, well, sure, yeah, that's jerry rigged.
yeah.
But so for like having a vest or anything that registers hits, it honestly wouldn't work because everyone likes to. A lot of people like to have their own gear,
Yeah.
right? So like being able to have anything that registers their own hits on it would mean that the cost would significantly go up for every individual person, and that means all fields would have to like streamline that kind of a thing. That's just never going to happen.
Well, if they follow if you go into a standard, right? If the airsoft companies or paintball companies go into a standard, they could do something like that.
Well, paintball wouldn't need to because they have the marker, right? So like that's like the
Not
thing.
in your case.
No, and not in my case, but like that's why they still have people. They have refs on two sides at 5 mans versus 5 mans
Yeah, yeah,
instead of like big games. That's when you get like people cheating, and that's when you get like less breaking because you're at far distances, which is fine. But the small five on fives, you still have like easy point paint breaks because you're so close and you're just whatever.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
It'd be an evolution of laser tag. Like
yeah,
it'd be like if laser tag broke out of like those big industrial warehouses or single room places. And it's like we figured out how to get laser tag so it works in wide open spaces. It's not interfered with, let's say, like sunlight or things that can kind of cause, like it cause it to not work out as well.
they
You
have
know,
that already.
but what
You could have bought that for years. Like any laser tag game, you could have bought at Toys R Us. I use that all the time.
yeah, but they're not going to work across, let's say, like hundreds of feet. Like laser tag's going to work up to like a certain range, but like you're not going to be able to like run through the woods like firing lasers at people.
I mean, yeah, I mean maybe not at 100 feet, but But they have the system. The military uses that system for training purposes.
Yes. Yeah, but that's cost prohibitive to your point.
That's definitely not cost prohibitive anymore. That's like 25, 30 years old. They could
But,
probably put that on anything they want now.
right. But still, it's still expensive. But anyway, the point is that yeah, you could. It could be done.
But
You
yeah,
got
but like cost effectiveness is like I would say 20, 30, 40 years down the line for that one, or like streamlining it because like all players, everyone runs something different. Everyone does something different. So
But
it's
you've
just
been
very
to
much
Gen Con.
what?
You've been to Gen Con, right?
Yeah, you don't remember I came with you guys in 2017.
Yeah.
That's why like I wasn't positive if you came with us or not. The thing I was gonna say is, do you remember those giant BattleTech pods?
Yeah, those things were funny.
Like that's one of those things where the technology existed. It was actually kind of a little bit ahead of its time, but unfortunately, it couldn't update. Like just the way that it worked out, like you couldn't add new stuff to it, or at least like not without overhauling the machines. And eventually, the craze also just died out too. So it kind of made itself obsolete in a very short amount of time.
Right,
So
right.
here we are, John. Take us home now that you've ruined the exit anyway. It's 7 o'clock.
John.
Well, this has been over. Yes, she's on the couch. This has been over coffee. I've been John, your host.
Have you been John? Are you not John still? What's your name tag gonna say at work today?
It's going to be Mr. Cardello.
It's gonna be virtual fan 59.
Well, that sounds so wrong. Okay, continue, John.
Join us tonight at 9 o'clock on the same Twitch channel for World Salad, where I'll be joined by my co-host Jonah for that. Join us again Wednesday and Friday for more over coffee at 6:30. Doug, you have your painting show this week, correct?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna miss it because I'm gonna be here instead of getting back from snowboarding and sitting in traffic.
No. Tonight's Monday. Today's your show, John.
Right. No, we're talking about
I'm
Thursday.
saying Wednesday.
Oh.
Thursday.
Okay.
And
Actually, John's not allowed to have a show anymore. Didn't we decide that he's not allowed to do anything?
I want John to have more shows.
And I think Dave probably has something going on Wednesday, I think, right? That's when Dave has his show.
I have so next Monday when we have our meeting, I actually have a whole bunch of I think I have a schedule for our new video game show.
Oh, good. Didn't we want to like reschedule tonight and have anything tonight? I feel like we said that last week, or no?
I wasn't there. I was out. Remember?
Right, like that with it during the text chain. We didn't even have a meeting last week.
All right, you guys tell me. I have a tech meeting earlier than that, but let me know. It won't.
Right.
I'll text everyone. Maybe we'll just have a phone call. Anyway, John, take us home, buddy.
Right. Again, so thanks everyone so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day. And good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Again.
Again.
You want me to go outside? I'll go outside and I'll grab